So, I find that a lot of my maybe insights and downloads and reflections come at times where I'm able to hear myself and pay attention to what my body is telling me. It's easier that way. What I've learned time and time again, at least coming to a massive head within these last few months, but also this year, has been a big re-identification with relationship to others and myself, subsequently, inevitably. And while I'm able to gather where I've been, I also, for a huge part of my life or experience, has been not knowing or not allowing or trusting the gift of my voice to others, which is inevitably, like every one of us, sharing and being able to relay maybe what I have learned or what I have experienced or maybe what I'm experiencing currently. And for as long as I have been aware and knowing while along this journey, the things that I'm less aware of are exactly that. And I realize that exact lesson and thing has been seeding me and has been growing me through this period of my existence. So then, thereafter, and now, I would like to continue to train this muscle within me so that I can be more present and powerful with myself, with others at the same time, for harmony, for balance, for the more beautiful experience that I can't even imagine, that is yet to be imagined and continues to be reimagined and dreamed about and wondered and all of the things. So in that, I wanted to share the ongoing text of this book written by TODD NORIAN, Tantra Yoga. And I actually was gifted this book maybe a year ago now, probably more than a little bit over a year, so a little bit longer than a year. I was gifted this from a friend at a time when I was actively searching for more meaning behind Tantra and really felt called to study it with the feminine archetypes and mostly based on like mantras and all of the things. I'm trying to go deep without trying to go deep, so this is why my words are struggling now. But what I'm finding is that in texts like these tends to be, for me, like something I called in, and then the fact that it was gifted to me was also really special and beautiful. And what better way to receive the medicine you need than letting your walls down and allowing somebody else's truth to bring wisdom and guidance and reflection. So, all in that, I've journeyed through this time and time again without completely finishing it yet, as I'm very close to nearing the end. I have opened it and read it at exactly the right time every time. And what I mean by that is each chapter that I came to while, opening and closing maybe like nights at a time or maybe weeks at a time. And here recently, it's been several months since I've picked up this book. Like, probably an unhealthy amount of months from picking up this book. But it's been months, and in that, how much I've learned and what lessons have been brought to me amongst this sense of allowing, this sense of releasing and letting go to something external for myself to bring me greater wisdom in whatever form that wants to take. And while I just recently opened this book a couple days ago, again opening it today and having these moments of like deep realization, like, wow, I've not rushed through this book and trusted myself through the whole practice of this text when exactly I needed it at each divine moment in time of my recent past. And that to me is just so beautiful and so special. And I keep yanking this book around just because it just feels so powerful. It's like one of those keys to unlocking something that may be bigger for the whole, even. So it starts with me, and here we are continuing this journey through this book. I wanted to pop on here because there was a poem that was the first poem I opened up into this book today to read, and it kicked off all the rest of the pages after that that were very, 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 very heart-opening and relieving, but also working the brain muscles. It's working the brain muscles and opening the pineal gland and just knocking on that next door kind of experience to what I hope to continue to finish through this book, which I will in time when I feel called. I actually made myself stop because I didn't want to lose the magic of these pages too, and that also feels really special and beautiful. So with that, I wanted to share this poem that felt really, really divine in its connection to everything, maybe that more of us can relate to than not. So in this chapter, TODD NORIAN labels it the serrated edge. Let me say that again. The serrated edge. And the poem is by Rashani, and it's called The Unbroken. There is a brokenness out of which comes the unbroken, a shatteredness out of which blooms the unshatterable. There is a sorrow beyond all grief which leads to joy, and a fragility out of whose depths emerges strength. There is a hollow space too vast for words through which we pass with each loss, out of whose darkness we are sanctioned into being. There is a cry deeper than all sound, whose serrated edges cut the heart, as we break open to the palace inside, which is unbreakable and whole, while learning to sing. What a test of really trial and reflection and realization and empowerment. And over and over and over again. And to me, that just feels so special, because while we each experience our own chaos, we all have the journey that is similar through those experiences. And we each choose and are able to choose, and often forget that we are choosing to move through or remain in a space of either receiving or resisting. And my sense is that with change, we, because don't understand the unknown, we tend to tense up and get fearful of what's on the other side, quote unquote. So I want to invite, especially with this poem, the opportunity for myself and others for realizing that there is simply life and love and unlimited opportunity and possibility. And like this poem, which speaks to chaos, maybe destruction, and then nothingness, that births the budding flower, that births this bright, beautiful, magnetic, shining, glittering, mystical, magical galaxy, universe, quantum field of everythingness and nothingness at the same time. That this is exactly who we are, what we are, and what others are. So to speak to also what the Tantra represents as well in its practices and in its wisdom, is that to be a witness, or to be witnessed, we must have another. And there is only an opportunity to see what and who we are when there is another. We can't see ourselves without being able to see someone else. This book is not only spectacular in I don't want to even use the word redundant, because it seems like a negative connotation of what I'm trying to say, but a reverberation within this book, that it is the most beautiful and gentle reminder and continuation throughout this book, in ways that gives a story, that gives depth to not only his personality, but ways in which he has seen others and reflects their personality. And I think even as like a great storyteller, which I feel like we all are, is our ability to be that which we are speaking. With Great wisdom, of course, connects us immediately to power. And that power is not something to be feared of. Wisdom is not something to be fearful of. Those who represent a sense of wisdom, how do I want to say, because this might sound weird, scratch that. We're just not even going to talk about that. Forget I mentioned anything. Back to this book. This book right here, highly recommend. And if you feel called to it or this image, please follow the depth of your beingness that may be triggering you to venture into its beautiful expressions. So with that, thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing me to share. And yeah, that's just my reflection. So until another share is prompted from my lessons of other and community and reflection, I'm going to go venture into a new journey and have more to share for later.